I'm Follygon. Nobody in here yet, which is fine. I literally just clicked start. So I'm going to be working on this character here that you can see on screen. And before we do anything else, we just want to make sure that we're not going to crash, fix our performance here. There we go. So I'm going to be working on some clothing, some hair, and some poly paint here. So I've been working on this character. I just started working on it last night. And I'm going to be working on it for the next hour or so, and then I'll probably be streaming again either tonight or tomorrow night. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in here. So the last thing I was working on was this collar here, and I just used the ZBrush brush to kind of block out this shape. So let me grab a couple things here real quick, and then I'll start working on this. Make sure I got some images. Alright. So I'm going to be probably messing with the clothes a little bit more, and then maybe work on blocking out some quick hair, and then probably doing some poly painting to the skin texture and maybe the eyes as well. Or I might do a separate stream tonight where I just do eyes, so you can kind of see how I make that. So I used the extract method, if you're familiar with that, down here to create this just from the base mesh of my body here, using a mask and then extracting that. So that's kind of how I got that. So this is just kind of really roughly blocked out, which is fine. But I need to get this to be more thin down here. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to mask out the bottom, push it up in, and then probably pinch this a bit so we can get that. If your mask is kind of showing through to the other side, you can always turn on back face masking, which is what I just did there. I pretty much always have back face masking on pretty much every brush unless I specifically don't want it, which I feel is how the default functionality of that should be for every brush. It's a pretty annoying feature when it happens and you don't want it to happen, which is pretty much all the time. So I just mask that off and push that in, and now I'm gonna hold the shift key to smooth that, and it should kind of pull it in on itself a bit, pinch it for me. And I can even grab my pinch brush and do that manually. And as you can see here, it's kind of screwing up our geometry, which is fine. This geometry is not kind of holy or anything, not special. I did not make this, I did not retopo it by hand, so it's fine to kind of be a little bit messy in these stages and just kind of do it rough and quick, which is kind of what we need. So I need this to flare out, and we're not going to break symmetry just yet. As you can see, I haven't broken symmetry on anything here. So we're still trying to block stuff out and get everything in place. We don't have any hair yet. Haven't done any poly paint yet, but we're gonna get there soon. So a cool way I could also flare this out, I'm gonna try to use I could use my inflate slider in the deformation palette, but I'm just going to try to scale this masked area, and that actually works pretty well. It might be a little bit more than what I want, so actually let's try to, okay. If you can't see what's going on underneath the surface, you can always turn on your transparency, which helps a lot. And then from here, we can just smooth out some of this stuff. And I'm probably gonna try to get some really sharp creases and folds in this. Right now this is like really sharp. It's not gonna be that sharp when I'm done. I'm gonna smooth some of this stuff out, but for blocking it in, that's where I need it. So what you could do is you could, after you have your creases in there, subdivide it a few times, and then start smoothing that out, which is working pretty well. But I'm not going to necessarily do that right away. Let's bring out this edge here. So that's what's awesome about the ZModeler brush. You can box model inside of ZBrush and then still use all your crazy tools like your transpose line and all this other stuff. So let's mess with that a little bit. And we're getting a weird pinch there. That's fine. I'm just using a trim brush, trim dynamic. Up here that's a little sharp, and back here it's going to do the same thing. If you have not done so already, I would highly recommend, there's this little solo key down here. I would highly recommend setting that to a key. It's probably one of the fastest like workflow things that I've ever changed in the default ZBrush setup. It makes my workflow just like a billion times faster. So you like got all this geometry here, and your computer's just gonna run slower no matter how much RAM or how big your processor is. I have 64 gigs of RAM in this machine, and obviously it's gonna run so much faster if I just turn on solo mode than if I rotate or do anything, try and zoom out. Like, look how much faster that is, just me turning that on. So the G key, at least for me, if you don't know how to do that, you can Control-Alt-Click right up here, and you don't want to move your mouse away from that button. If you do, if you look up here, it'll give you a little option. So Control-Alt-Click, and then it says press any key combination to assign your custom hotkey, or press escape to cancel, blah 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 blah. Just go ahead and press the G button, because to my knowledge that's not assigned to anything from the default setup. I like to use it a lot. Like I said, it helps a lot. Once you're done with that, you can come up in your preferences hotkeys, and you can store that to your preferences, or save it out as a file if you want to load it later. Either way, that's my recommendation for a huge just workflow boost. I know a few people that I've told about that I used to work with, and it definitely helped them out as well. So give that a try. And looking at this, I think I'm just going to, you know what? Let me try something here. Try to bring this in a little bit just to give it some variation. And of course, just blocking this in, like I said. So anything here is not set in stone. It's a good idea to keep most of this pretty rough, especially in this kind of stage. You don't want to be getting into details or doing anything like that right now. Like if you see these cylinders that I have around her arms, that's essentially going to be a cuff that I'm going to Z model that's essentially going to be very similar to this and maybe have some really sharp folds in it. But I haven't even done that yet. I literally just have them on her arm as a placeholder. So let's I have just like some geometry up here that I threw up here really quick that I was going to use as hair, or at least the base for my hair. So I can go ahead and show you guys a little bit of this stuff. So for me, what I'm going to need to do is actually, I'm probably just going to, let's hide this for a sec, or actually let's use it as a base to insert some new geometry. Grab our Macon brush here, and we can go ahead and let's find a good one. We'll try the flat, or let's do wide cover 2, and we'll try to get something decent on here. Okay, so we need to fix our curve, flip this around, try that again, there we go. Not a fan of some of the weird stuff that happens in this brush. It does some weird pinching towards the bottom. So let's try to mess with the curve of this a little bit. And it's a little difficult to kind of see what's going on here just because it's stuck inside there. So that's kind of what that looks like, which is fine. And we also have two pieces there because we're going symmetrically across the x-axis. So let's go ahead and try to redo this, and we'll just pull it down. Ooh, that's what's wrong. Turn on snap so it'll stick to our surface. Try that again. And we'll make it a bit smaller. And because I don't have solo mode on, it's wanting to go through to that middle piece. Yeah, it's not wanting to cooperate. It's fine. We'll get it to work. There we go. So if it's being weird, you can just kind of grab its end when your brush is blue like that, and then drag it on your surface, and it should realign to the surface. As long as you have a snap on in your stroke palette up here, stroke, curve, snap. And there we go, just make that a little bit longer. And I'm going to increase the size on that. And turn down my Z intensity, which will flatten it. And we'll probably just cut the tip off of that. And this actually isn't the exact shape that I want. Can't remember if I can do this on the fly, but yes I can. Okay, so you can actually switch your curve brush on the fly, and it will place in the new geometry right there, which is what just happened. So what I'm going to do with this is just use this tube. I'm just going to mirror and weld it so that I can turn my symmetry back on. Have that across the x-axis there, and give me 1 second here just so I can check something. Ooh, all right. I think good old Steve wants to hop in. I don't know what his microphone situation is, but let's give him a call. Let's see what happens. We'll see if he picks up.
Hello.
Whoa. What's up?
How's it going?
What up?
It's going good. Holy shit.
What's up?
Are you already streaming? I thought that's what you were doing. So did you stop the stream or?
It's streaming.
This is live. Holy, oh my god.
You're live, dude.
We're doing it live.
You're alive. That's right.
I worked really long on this game last night. I didn't stop until like 1 o'clock. And that, for me, that's pretty long.
Wow, nice.
For those of you out there who are watching, I don't know if there's anybody out there watching, but if there is a game that I'm making, which, Ben, if you want to show that little video I sent you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Here, 1 second. Let me pull it up.
Basically, it's just a kind of like block animals in a ring trying to knock each other off the ring. And it's like, I think I talked about it before, it's the sumo animal idea. And so...
Essentially, he had this idea, and I was like, dude, I'm going to make you a pig. So I spent like 30 minutes maybe making this little piggy, and in a day he had this made after I gave him the little pig.
Actually more, because you haven't seen what I did last night.
Oh, and there's even more done apparently. But yes, this is the little piggy. So it's sumo pigs. Just like this little game idea that we came up with, and it's so cute, it's like bouncing around. So essentially the idea is you run around the arena, you try to build up momentum by dashing, and then you kind of like bounce into each other, and you can jump as well, which you can see right here. And then you try to just bump each other off of the arena, and it's just like a really quick, simple game. We played it yesterday, and it's really fun, actually. I had a lot of fun playing it. But yeah, that's what was there in one day, so...
I've got an entire 2 weeks to work on it. I may also have Daniel help me with the UI, because I didn't know this, he apparently does UI UX, which I guess I should have guessed that, but so he knows a lot about like how the user experiences an interface, and like anytime when there are words and like ways to teach the player how to do things, like stuff like that, like understanding how to play a game. That's kind of like the UX part of the thing that he does. So he actually pointed out a couple of things in Gravity Pong when he was playing that were really confusing, and that I didn't know that it was confusing because I've been dealing with that the entire time I've been playing it. So
yeah,
it's not like
it happens like in everything. You just look at it too long, and then you personally get used to it, and it's just you just need to step away from your work, essentially. Come back to it later. But what kind of stuff was he pointing out?
So one thing that he was pointing out was I have on the top of the arena. Gravity Pong is just this game where there are 2 paddles, and we probably have something to show, but it's kind of tough. But essentially, there are 2 paddles, kind of like Pong, except it's more like a 2D version of Rocket League, in that you can hit the ball back and forth. There are 2 goals, and you can go anywhere in the area. And so before you start, you enter the game by pressing A, and it says in the top left-hand corner, it says press A to join, which is really confusing because pressing A also jumps once you've joined. So it's like, why is that still there? How is that a thing? So what he recommended is that I make the press A to join 4 of them, or to however many players there are in the game, flashing text at a spawn point on the court, and then when that person presses A, the text will be replaced by the
player.
The player.
Yep, that's what a lot of games do, so I think that's great advice.
Yeah, so I was like, that's just a whole lot better, and I don't know.
That's just better. That thing you said. Yeah, that's cool, dude. So I'm working on this. You're working on your Piggly Wiggly game. What are you planning on getting done for the day? I've kind of set some stuff for myself. I'm working on clothing, hair right now specifically, and painting and some other stuff. Valverde, before you answer that question, Steven says, "Hey, how are you? Very cute piggy." Yes, dude, the cutest of piggies. And Crazy Barbar Me.
Bouncy.
Dude, whatever happened to the old us where we just used to mispronounce everyone's name and everyone would be so mad at us? Crazy Barbar Me. Crazy Barmy. Starmy. Starmy Barmy says, yeah,
Starmy Barmy. There you go.
Starmy is my favorite Digimon. He says, yeah, man, what's up, capital D? Dude, we're just hanging out and working on some cool stuff. I'm giving you the secret backstage pass to me, to us, me and Steve. Steve is my housemate. He lives in my basement. He's not allowed to leave ever. He can come upstairs once a day for exactly 3 minutes. No more, no less. And during that time, we're allowed to play 1 game of Super Smash Bros. Melee.
So to leave the house, you actually have to go upstairs. So the only way I can leave is through the garage. And I'm only allowed to leave once per day.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, we're good. We're awesome. As always, we are just dandy. I'm working on some 3D stuff. You guys can ask any questions if you want. Austin's working on some game dev. Feel free to ask him Any game dev questions? I know a lot of people kind of double dip around here coming into the 3D modeling side of things. They want to get into games, so if you have any kind of those kind of questions, feel free to direct those towards Professor Steven.
Yes, that's how I shall be known. I'm using Unity 3D currently, but I also have experience with Game Maker, which doesn't have much to do with 3D, but it is also another game making tool.
Dude, is it true that you're just a Unity master?
I am.
And by Unity master, I mean, you know, like 10% of Unity?
I know 10 distinct things about Unity.
Dude, tell me those 10 distinct... Give me one of those 10 distinct things.
If I could remember one of those 10 distinct things, I would be a millionaire right now. I would be really good at Unity, but no, I have no idea.
That's okay.
But I do have something to tell you about this game.
Dude, tell me. What you got?
And it's something that you're just going to have to play, but I guess we'll do that later at some other point. I put in something into the game that I don't know if it's actually good or not, but the only reason I put it in is because we've been playing so much Super Smash Bros. Not Super Smash Bros. Melee. Anyway, so when you press X and kick, or I guess not kick in this game, that's going to be charge, you kind of jump up a little bit. When you press A, obviously you jump. And now there's another function in there called shield. When you press B, you do a little spin and a little jump.
Ooh.
And when you do the little spin, you're actually able to...
Some spin moves.
Man, this coffee did something to me.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Do you need a minute? Do you just wanna take a minute?
I'm gonna take a minute right from you. So the spin move allows you to
great models on your art station. Love the red toad. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
Dude, he has so many cool little things that he's made. In fact, you have a lot of cool things made from your work, but that you can't show any people that until like
I can show some stuff. Like if you look at my art station, I think I have an F-14 pilot on there that was made for the the Museum of Flight in Seattle, Washington. So that's where that came from. But yeah, some of the other stuff, it's a little weird right now. Like the stuff. So I used to do a bunch of stuff for theme park attractions, characters like stuff from Hotel Transylvania or Shrek or Scooby-Doo, Ghostbusters. Like I got to sculpt Slimer. So there's like a bunch of stuff, but it's like a gray area of you're allowed to share images of the actual characters at the theme park currently because they're there physically, but I don't think we're allowed to actually share like the digital stuff quite yet. I think there's still some stuff going on there, so I'm not too positive. But either way, I'll probably be posting that here, I would think, in the next month for sure. So like a huge post of probably like 50 plus characters, so just like a crap ton of stuff.
Your art station is going to be the biggest art station on ArtStation.
It might have the most amount of shit on it, but definitely not the biggest in terms of people going to it. Now I'm like, hello, subpar digital artist here. That's what I'm going to change my YouTube channel name to, subpar artist.
Just change it to par artist.
Par artist. Par artist that gives stuff away for free. Come check it out.
Great. Now you have a motto. You can just say it at the end of the year.
That's my intro.
Yeah. Great. So really quick, let me tell you about this thing I did that's probably not good from a game design perspective, but maybe it is. I don't know.
What you got?
When you land, you now have landing lag. By that I mean you kind of squish down, and you squish back up. And during this period and a little bit after, you're not able to put any inputs in, so that when people like try to smack you after landing, they can actually hit you.
Ooh, yeah, that
So
I feel like that makes actual sense though, because that jumping is used to dodge out of the way of the other piggies. So I think you should be not necessarily punished for dodging correctly, but because if you dodge correctly, you can avoid the player and they won't have enough time to hit you anyway. But if you dodge incorrectly, then you should have that leg there so that you can be actually punished. So that I think that makes sense, at least in my head.
so that didn't feel like super great to play with, and I still wanted the ability to kind of do that whole thing where after jumping, you charge a bunch of times and consecutively. So I did another thing. I don't know if it's going to be good. It probably defeats the purpose of ending lag in general, but maybe it's fun. And that is, as soon as you land, you have a very small window where if you put in a correct input, such as charge again, you'll be able to do that. If you put it in before, it cancels it, and after, it won't work. It's a very small window where if you land, you can then kick again and then kick again. You can like chain those into each other, but it's difficult to do.
Yeah, I'd have to. I guess I'd have to see it and try it to kind of fully understand.
And that's something I can definitely remove, or I could remove the ending lag or change all the values, because this time around I'm actually like making a ton of variables for stuff, so like I can change everything about it.
You're being a programming boy this time.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude,
so
that game is just already awesome.
I know, right? It's gonna be great. So here's the crazy thing that appeared from me doing this. The optimal way to play this game is by always jumping, always kicking, and always shielding. What I mean by that is if you jump and then kick when you come back down, you can kind of do this thing where you can like kick a bunch of times and then jump and then kick a bunch of times. But shielding, I've intentionally made it to where you can't chain that into itself. So you can't shield into shield into shield into shield or into anything else. Shield is kind of like that ending point. But there is another thing you can do. You can do, and this is actually a more of a glitch, an unintended feature than it is anything else. You're able to press A and B or A and X at the same time, and do those two effects simultaneously.
Dude, I think you really need to stream if we're going to talk about this stuff at length. I think you need to set this up, guy, because no one has any fucking idea what you're talking about.
I know.
I do not have any idea what you're talking about. I cannot see it. Like, I have not seen all the changes you have made, so it's really hard to I think visualize this stuff. So exactly what is the shield mechanic? You said you spin around and jump. Like, when you do this, what happens if you get hit while you are spinning, while your little piggy boy is spinning around?
Okay, so since I'm not streaming, and actually I should probably go look that up and just figure out how to do it. I'm sure it's not hard.
I think you already have your OBS pretty much set up.
I could probably just do it right now.
I think you could probably just make a Twitch account, homie, and or a
YouTube
or a YouTube channel that you already have.
Yeah, my I just use my Austin Huebner.
Your Tisfat animations.
Actually, those animations are another channel called Gooserinken 456. So,
wow.
Go
Wait, I'm sorry.
There.
What was that?
I've got the. I'm never gonna say that again.
Go check out Austin's old stick figure Tisfat animations if you don't know what Tisfat is. It's
Don't worry, Ben didn't know what it was either until I had to tell him.
It's super cringeworthy. It's great. You'll love it.
Stick figure animations.
It's beautiful.
Well, the only thing that I need to say about the game is that there are unintended glitches that make the game
better
look really weird when you play it optimally.
Yeah.
So basically what it looks like is your little character is always bouncing and jumping around. When you do that little shield thing where you spin, you're able to press A at the same time and do it really high in the air. Also, if you kick, or not kick, but charge, the little charging thing that I showed you before, actually you can see the charging on that video as well. If you press A at the same time, you'll do a super jump. You can actually do that as well.
Jump.
Yeah.
Can you rocket jump
but I
though?
like
Can
it,
you
so.
rocket jump? That's the real kicker.
But you can like really easily like super jump yourself off the edge.
That makes
so,
sense.
Yeah. Essentially, all I'm trying to say is that the game, I don't know, there's these like couple of unintended side effects. Like I put some stuff in, and now it just feels and looks weird, and probably not the way. You can still play it the other way, which is just
So
don't.
fun tip real quick, if you throw in a tube like I just did and you can't change its size afterwards, you can just inflate it in your deformation palette really quick.
I'm gonna look this up real quick. Actually, I think I can just start streaming on this channel. I'm pretty sure.
I think you
I
should.
can just do that.
So, Austin,
What's up, bro? So nasty.
what should I do? So I'm trying to think of some additional characters to add to the list, or some topics that I can add to my list of different things. Ariel has a lot of good suggestions. I have added many of them to my list. But you know, really, we're trying to get all the boobles, because that's what brings in the views. That's the secret sauce, dude. That's how you get them. Literally, I think I'm going to do a how to sculpt boobs video with a picture of boobs on it in the thumbnail, and the thumbnail will just say, it will just say boobs in big block letters, and it will say click me for boobs, and it will be my most watched video. I fucking guarantee it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think you should go along with that. It's maybe the most pandering idea you've had, but you know what? It'll work.
This is weird. Nah, we're gonna delete this.
I have a quick question for you. How am I able to stream two windows? Do I have to like switch between them using OBS? I've only got one monitor, so it's like can't just like stream the monitor. But
Yes, you can just stream the monitor.
well, I didn't really want to because I don't have to. Well, I guess it's not a horrible thing. That's probably what I'd have to do.
You can stream the window of your like output source, your program, or you can stream just that monitor. You can stream. There's a lot of different options. If you just click in there, they should all pop up for you. Then you can choose whatever you want. So right now I need, oh gosh. If you didn't know, you can alt-click your different subtools to just switch between them real quick without tapping them over here. I think that's how most people navigate anyway. I think this is good in terms of length, but it's not where we want it to be.
So I did write a couple things down to talk about last night.
Nice.
But I assumed that because Daniel was still here, too late to start streaming.
Yeah, I ended up working on stuff last night. I just didn't do it on stream. I was working on this character. This is what I did last night. So I just didn't do it on stream.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So yeah, I do have a couple of things written down. If you want to talk about those things, it's up to you. There's plenty of things to talk about as far as your models go, though. Like the fact that you need to make me a big old hippo.
Dude, a hippo, maybe a rhino, a cow. Dude, there's so many options. I think a hippo would be a good next one, though. But yeah, dude, if there's anything specific that you wanted to talk about, lay it out there in the hopin'.
Hoping. If we run out of things, I'll break into the.
You'll crack open the secret sauce of topics.
The secret sauce of shitty gossip on YouTube.
Oh, you want to talk about what's going down in YouTube land?
Kind of a little bit, I guess.
Like what specifically? Arashi, hello again. Arashi says "allo," which is pretty much how I always say hello to everyone. That's not true. That's a lie. I made that up. What's going on in YouTube land, dude?
The only thing that I could think of last night, this is the only thing I wrote down on that specific subject, but PewDiePie
He's a Nazi.
Gets called a Nazi for whatever reason. And like, what's crazy, it's just not people saying that he's a Nazi. He actually gets dropped from Maker Studios, which I didn't know was a Disney company. And then his show on YouTube Red got canceled entirely because he's a Nazi, apparently. I just think that's crazy.
So what happened was
I don't ever watch, PewDiePie or anything like that. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I told you that I recently actually kind of started watching his videos because I was recommended them, and I was like, yeah, I'll check him out. And I was like, wow, this guy's not as much as a douche as I thought he would be. He's actually really entertaining and interesting, and he most definitely is. And while starting to watch those videos, he was making a video recently about how the media always covers him, and they literally just do the most clickbaity thing possible, deface his name, and say all this shit about him. And in that video, he said, they might as well just call me a Nazi and do all this shit. And he's like, yeah, okay, is this what you want? And he like dresses up as a Nazi and like watches this Hitler video of him like doing a speech, and he like does the Hail Hitler like arm out kind of salute. And literally 1 week or 2 weeks later, the media covers exactly this. And they use clips from the video where he's talking about how the media fucking covers him and shits on him all day. And I was like, this is the most like ironic BS I have ever seen. And yeah, they're just defacing his name completely, which I'm pretty sure you can like sue for like libel and slander, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's ridiculous. It's the whole thing.
Yeah, it's crazy that the video he used to make fun of people trying to make him into a Nazi is the exact same clip and video that was used by the Wall Street Journal on their article about how he's a Nazi. It's like,
it couldn't.
I think it was Wall Street Journal, but
I don't know who it was. But it's just like so ironic, and it almost seems like they're saying, "Oh, you wanna fight, huh?" Like they're trying to go up against him in some way, which doesn't really make any sense. He is like literally just a comedian type person on YouTube. Like he's just a single person, a single entity, and he of course has people working with him on his videos and stuff. If you've ever seen his office and stuff like that. But like it's so funny. It's like they're trying to start like some kind of backyard middle school type fight with PewDiePie on the internet. Doesn't make any sense. And it honestly, at first when I saw it, I thought that I'm not sure that's ironic. Yeah, I guess I think it's kind of ironic, but isn't that ironic? That's a beautiful song, by the way. Oh gosh, now I can't remember what I was gonna say. Trying to sculpt hair and talk about all this YouTube drama. Oh yes, I remember what I was gonna say. I honestly thought when I first saw it, my first thought was that this is all staged. Like this is constructed by them to like get publicity for not only PewDiePie but also for YouTube. Like this is all constructed fake drama. This is all like tabloid essentially style stuff. and everyone is essentially winning from it. Like, kind of like the no press is bad press kind of idea, where the Wall Street Journal or whomever, I'm not sure exactly what news station was covering this, but like they're getting people to talk about them. PewDiePie's getting people to talk about them. YouTube is getting people to talk about them. YouTube right now is in this place where it's trying to become television, essentially. It is trying to become Netflix. It's trying to become like the next video source, and it's pretty close already, but I think they're trying to get people to associate YouTube with television so that it becomes like the new, like, oh, time to watch a movie, time to watch a TV show, like here it is. And that's kind of what I've talked about before, like the algorithm changes to YouTube and how they kind of reflect that line of thinking. And I won't like get into the nitty-gritty details of that kind of stuff, but I think it's absolutely true. And I mean, it makes sense from a business perspective that is their kind of goal. But that was kind of my first conspiracy style thought when I saw that, like, oh, they're just trying to get all this, get more people talking, and it worked, I guess.
And I think
YouTube and PewDiePie honestly I think they're on pretty good terms. He like gives them shit all the time because they miscommunicate stuff or don't. They're really bad communicators, but I think at the end of the day they're on really good terms.
Yeah, PewDiePie is their biggest employee. Like, I think actually PewDiePie is going to do better than he did before because of all the drama going around.
Well, yeah, essentially what gets to happen is he initially gets made to look like the bad guy. All this press comes to him from that, and then from there, people can, hopefully the majority of people get to hear the correct story, the truth, and then he gets made out to look like an even better guy because of that. And then his following grows. That's why I said I think like my first thought was like, oh, it's all staged. How's that streaming going, dude?
Yeah, I'm actually right now, so I can start streaming and just show people the thing that I'm working on right now.
You are working on the sumo animals right now, correct?
Sure am.
Not the gravity pong. Which gravity pong is great, by the way. I have.
Oh, thank you. I know you're just talking to me about that whole compliment thing.
That game is actually it's the best game that I've played made by any of my friends, and it is the most fun game that I have played made by any of my friends. I've played that game more than like some AAA titles.
Yeah, that's true. Like, you download.
Like what?
Play it because you don't have time and don't care to learn the game or something like that.
You cut out,
to me.
so I didn't hear what you said.
God.
Did you say down low? Like you started?
No, I was just saying that a lot of times there are AAA games that I have in my Steam library that I just that I just don't play because I just don't have time to play them, even though they're like probably pretty fun and probably really cool. I bought them with the intention of actually playing them. I've played all of the games that I've developed, more than pretty much every game in my library except for like
that
Rocket
makes sense.
League. And
Rocket League's a whole nother animal.
I mean, I play my games like constantly every day to try to figure out how to make them better and stuff, which, you know, that's how you do it, right?
Dude,
that's how you make good games.
play 3D modeling every day as well. I play ZBrush. Literally on Discord it says playing ZBrush. Like, I just, you know, I've tricked myself. This is my new favorite game. So just learn all the Easter eggs. Oh, you want a good Easter egg? Here you go. Here's one. Oh, it didn't do it. Maybe this. There we go. There's your Easter egg. This is like a little fun thing. It's top secret. I can't tell you how I did it. No, it's just Shift M. It's your magnifying glass. You can come in your preferences, and there should be like a magnify glass. Here you go. You can turn it on. You can even do a bunch of weird stuff. Make the zoom a lot more, a lot less. I kept turning this on for let's see. There you go. Just like that. So I would turn it on just like this, and I would leave this on for my friend's computer at work, and I would, like, every time he would go to the bathroom, I would turn this on, and then he would come back and be, like, super confused about, like, what the hell was going on with his ZBrush. Oh my god, this is awesome. Wow. Yeah. So, Shift down. It's your magnifying glass. There's your Easter egg for the day, guys. Come back tomorrow for new Easter eggs with Ben and Austin. Woo. Austin, give me that sweet Unity Easter egg. I'm ready for it. Tell me.
You know, I just started doing 3D today, so or yesterday, I guess. So
That's
I don't have very many Easter eggs for you.
You've been a 2D boy.
Although, considering that I've only done 3D, well, granted, I did 3D with Brendan a long time ago, but granted that I've only been doing it for a little while, I've actually done quite a lot of things. So I guess the Easter egg is that's it. That's it. You know, just if you want to make the game, just go and make that game.
Just go and make that game. Do you guys want to make a game? Go make a game. It's that easy.
Do you guys want to make a game together?
What's it?
Do you guys want to get your audience, your army of 3D modelers together and just make this awesome game that's 3D modeled?
Just
perfectly?
get everybody to make you a bunch of animals.
Ben, don't do this. I'm trying. It's a secret. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
They're not supposed to know that. They're supposed to, like,
hey guys.
I'm not just using them as free labor. Come on.
Valverde. Oh, I'm trying to figure out. I guess Verde's green, right, in Spanish?
You mean Verde?
Verde? No,
Verde?
I mean Verde. No, I literally mean Verde.
Verde.
Why are you saying Verde guy?
I'm mispronouncing his name, dude.
I'm talking about the color, home skillet. Is Verde green in Spanish, or is it something else?
So. I think Verde is green.
Look, I'm not a Spanish boy myself, so I do not know. So that's why I'm looking towards you for some fucking confirmation, and you're just messing with this dude's name, and now we have no idea. Now everyone's confused. Look, we lost all our watchers. Yeah. They're all gone now. Way to go.
Did they all leave?
They all left. They said, "This guy's an idiot. I'm done. This guy's a big Bilbo." Yes. So he said,
Verde is green. Yes.
Yeah. Yandere Sim meets Animal Crossing. Austin. There you go.
Is that what it is?
You need to make a...
I don't know what that first thing was, but...
Yandere Simulator. I saw it on r/GameDev. It's I don't really know how to describe it. I guess you could just Google it. I'm not exactly sure what the game exactly is. I think you like. I think you like kill anime girls or something. I have no idea, honestly. I have not played it, and I'm not even sure if the game's actually out. I know that it got like banned from Twitch, needlessly. And there's like this huge post, which is essentially where I saw and heard about this game, from this big r/game. I think it was GameDev post, where it was like needlessly removed from Twitch streaming, and the guy was like pretty butthurt about it, but I think rightfully so.
Yes, I think that's why I actually heard of that game. It was an article on some website, basically talking about how that game was...
kill all other girls who loves ya boy. That's right.
Yandere
is like the Japanese word for essentially...
For green?
For green, yes.
Yeah.
Ironically, this is the language that I do know, not Spanish. So yes, yandere is like, I think the literal translation is like pretending love or something like that. It's like the stereotype of like the girl who's like, literally like if I Google images yandere, it'll be like a girl saying baka or something like that. Like, I don't like you, baka. Like that's pretty much all that's gonna be there. Or maybe it'll be yandere sim and it'll be some dude getting killed. But yeah,
sounds like fun though. I want to kill people who like my boy.
You do that for me?
I sure would. Yeah, I want to kill everybody who's watching this stream. I didn't say that.
Dude, you're gonna get us banned, guy. Stop. All right, let's do a couple more strands and then do the back of this hair as well.
We're gonna get banned like yandere sim.
Yeah, I mean, when we were streaming on Twitch back in the day, I like half expected it almost every time I started the stream, so I'm prepared.
With how many boobs you had, dude. I mean,
well, that's how you reeled them in, right?
Yeah, you had to. That's the only way.
That was the only way.
I'm surprised how many people there are on your stream for YouTube. It's just like with the Twitch, we were lucky to get like 3 or 4 people. Where whenever you start streaming, you get that immediately here. So it's like, is there a healthier streaming community on YouTube? I didn't really expect that to be the case. If that is true,
we definitely got more people on Twitch when we were streaming. It would always be like
that had been after we were streaming for a while. I mean,
after I reached 100, I had like 10 to 20 people, like about 5 minutes in on every stream from that point. But then like people would come and go. On here, I have like 300 plus subs now. So that's a lot more, essentially, people being notified that I'm doing this, if you want to think about it in that kind of terminology. But yeah, apparently the dev is planning on doing a Kickstarter here soon for Yandere Simulator. Yandere. So yeah, there's like more people being notified here. But I'm also doing this a lot more consistently than Twitch. So I have like new videos coming out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I'm doing this, or at least trying to do this on off days, and then also just intermingled in there whenever I can. So it makes sense that, you know, there's a lot more people that are made aware of this and a lot more people checking out my channel more frequently. Consistency is the key to growth, so they say.
I'd definitely agree with that.
So here's another.
So,
what's up?
One of my friends that I just always blow off because
always hated, right?
Well, actually, I think you know him because I've only met him once, but I do consider him a friend because of how frequently. I guess it's not like a ton, but he does text me pretty often. By that I mean like once every month or so, or 2 months.
That's pretty often.
It's pretty often for me to have only met him like once, right?
Okay.
And so previously he wanted me to go mountain biking, but it was really cold during that time. That was like fall of last year into winter. So I just didn't want to go. I was like, just too cold. I can't. And also
wow,
really busy with
you little girl. I can't believe you.
So I was just like, I felt really bad though, because he's really cool, and like I would love to go mountain biking with him, but I just, didn't have the time. So he messages me a few days ago.
Did he say, hey cutie?
Yes, just like that, like QT spelled out, right?
He said, hey, here we go. He said, hey QT, just like this in the chat.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah.
Because you're a big old T boy. I know you love your T's.
I sure do. So he
Did he ask you out on a date?
he was asking me to whether I would want to go to Perfect North for free. He could get me in with like all rental equipment, with the ticket, with everything, just completely free.
Dang.
I'm like, that sounds pretty cool. I'll definitely go this weekend. Why not? What time you guys are going? And he's like, well, do you want to go Friday, Saturday, or Sunday? And I was like, I guess Sunday if that works with everybody else. And so he responded with the fact that he was like, is anybody else gonna go? Like, am I gonna be the only one going for free? And he was trying to get Eric to go, which you know Eric.
Total bag of dicks.
Right, yeah. And apparently he is trying to recover from like this foot injury he had, so like he's not able to go.
Oh, no.
And so I'm pretty sure that if I went, I'd just be going by myself. And I'm like, don't know if I want to go the Perfect North and do all of that by myself, especially considering that I haven't done skiing ever before in my life. I have never done skiing.
Really?
So it's like, yeah. I mean, but just because of that in general, like I like new life experiences, so I would love to go, but like I'm not going to go without having somebody to teach me, some mentor, some guide of some sort.
It sounds like you have a good mentor right here.
You?
The friend that you're talking
this guy.
about.
Yeah. Well, I would assume he'd be working during.
Oh, he works there.
Yeah, he works there. Yeah, and that's the reason why he's able to get me in free, which makes sense.
I see. Who is this?
Alex Kirk. You met him once at a party
Never heard of
a long
him.
time ago. Yeah. No, actually, you may not have been there. But it was at Arthur's, which is why I say probably there.
Nope,
The only
I don't
time
think
I've
I was
gone
there.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I can't actually remember. Brendan was definitely there. Arthur was definitely there. Eric was there.
So are you gonna go get your ski on? Get your
I don't
snowboarding
know.
on?
I'm not
I have
going to
a
go by
snowboard.
myself, but yeah, I mean, I would like to try it. At the very least.
I used to live right across the street from this place, so I used to go snowboarding all the time. I'm what you would call a fan of the boarding, but it got like when I started going to college, it just got too expensive, and I couldn't keep up with it, so I stopped going. But I loved it while I did.
It's pretty expensive.
Yeah, I mean, when a season pass is like, gosh, it was somewhere between $300 and $500, but just depending on how much you used it, I guess. It's a lot of money.
It sure is. What should I put the stream under? I know I'm only going to have the stream up for like 30 minutes at most, but should I put it under like education or like science and technology?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't do any of that. What is mine? Mine says people and blogs. I am a people. So
Probably not a bad one. Yeah, probably a good one.
it was just the default, and I didn't change it. So if I messed up, I didn't really look at a lot of the settings down below. So you know, if there's just something that looks off to you, you can just let me know, guys. Just say, hey, you're doing this completely wrong.
Hey, fuck you. Okay.
Dude, I am so excited to see your Piggly Wiggly game.
I'm very excited to show it to you, but I can't get it to work. Where do I put the server URL in at?
In
I'm assuming both of
OBS.
those. Yeah,
You
but
gotta
I just don't know.
Yep, just go to your preferences.
Okay.
Broadcast settings, off the top of my head, I think that's what it's called.
So I'm actually using the new one.
Oh, you're screwed. I don't know.
There's stream settings, and then it
That sounds
asks
right.
me for the stream key.
That's
So I
right.
put that in there.
That's not. That's the password that's hidden from you.
Yeah, so I put the stream key into that. Is
Welcome
that
to
all I need?
Troubleshooting Austin's stream.
Yeah, right. I figured that's all I need, right? I mean, that should be done. Should be done deal.
Just give that a good old Google, guy. Because that is not the program that I use. I use just standard OBS. Because it's got all my stuff set up. I'll have to check out that program though.
It's the same thing. It's just got a better UI.
It
Some of
does.
the things are named differently.
There's some new stuff in it, from what I understand.
It has like scene transitions, which are pretty cool. So you can go between like different windows, and it'll actually like fade in and out.
That's
So
cool.
That's
Here
pretty
it just,
awesome.
I think it actually, if I switch, it just pops in and out, I guess. I don't think it fades or does anything like that. But at the same time, that's okay. Okay, so I just duplicated my head and cut off the face, and I'm essentially just going to use this for hair that I'm going to block in the back. And I'm just going to use my clay tubes brush to do that. Just like this. Just really rough, and then we'll refine it as we go here. And obviously the hair is not going to go probably down below here. If anything, it'll wrap around. Cut that off. And we'll try Dynamesh again. Dude, I've figured out the secret to streaming with ZBrush so I never crash again. I think I've told you about it before.
Have you finally figured it all out?
Dude, I got it all figured out. So the trick is, Arashi uses OBS, he says. Maybe he knows how you can set up your jank, Austin. But yeah,
Okay.
dude, now I can like do Dynamesh and all this other processing heavy stuff without crashing ever, pretty much.
I've got this guide here. I think.
Are you watching a 5-year-old on YouTube tell you how to do it?
No, actually, I'm on obsproject.com. So this is pretty specific.
Maybe you should watch a 5-year-old on YouTube tell you how to do it.
That's probably how you do it. I mean, how else can you get streaming to work other than to have the young generation teach you how?
Dude, you're just gonna be streaming your Piggly Wigglies all day long. It's gonna be great.
I hope to at least show you guys what I'm working on.
Well, if you want, you can just like take a quick video and I can put it up on stream so at least people can see the game and where it is right now. Said there's a bunch of cool stuff.
Not a bunch. I mean, the biggest new thing is the shield button thing, where you just do a little spinny do.
Do a little
and
pig
then
spin.
Do a little pig spin. You also jump up a little bit, so it's kind of like this really cute little animation where you're spinning and then you kind of compress because you come back down. So it's pretty adorable.
I dig it. So check this out. If anybody is trying to stream or record or do anything with video and ZBrush at the same time, if you come into your preferences and go into performance, lower your max threads down to, depending on your processor. My max threads is 8 because I have an 8-core processor, but depending on what that number is, that's what number will be reflected here, and you can change that based on that. So I have mine on 6, so that means that I pretty much only use about 80% of my processor if I Dynamesh or ZRemesh or use any processor heavy functionality inside of ZBrush. And I've never seen anyone talk about this feature before, and it's like this little hidden gem that I just found through experimentation and needing a way to be able to stream at the same time and not crash, But absolutely, absolutely use that. It is a lifesaver. You can even test it for yourself. You can open up a task manager, and by default when you use ZRemesher, or I'm sorry, Dynamesh, at least for sure, it will use 100% of your processor until it finishes that function, until it finishes that Dynamesh. So you can be locked up, your computer can be locked out, and you won't be able to use it until that is finished. So instead of waiting for that, you can just lower that number of max threads down to 6, and then you can do some other stuff while you're kind of waiting there as well. And it's a lifesaver, like I said. Control-Alt-Escape. I don't know what Control-Alt-Escape does off the top of my head. But yeah, like I said, I've never seen anybody mention that about the processor threads, max thread count. Absolutely use it. Tell more people about it too. Spread that knowledge. A lot of people trying to record stuff, and it becomes difficult because, you know, like I want to work on this hair, and then I want to stroke and do a Dynamesh. Look how quick that was. It's a low Dynamesh, it's like 39K. But like if that was 1,000,000, we'd be sitting here just hanging out for a minute and possibly crashing and losing the stream entirely, which was a huge problem we used to have when we were on Twitch. If you remember, Austin, we used to stream and I'd be working on something and be like, okay guys, I'm gonna do a Dynamesh, I'll be back in a minute. Literally, that was like a thing we had to do. But now, absolutely, we just like, I just do whatever I want. I am the boss of this applesauce now. Austin, are you recording a video?
Sure not. But I did hear that you're the boss of this applesauce, which is pretty convenient.
Alright, real talk. Applesauce? Do you like just standard applesauce? Are you cinnamon guy? Do you like the weird flavored applesauce where they like throw in like, oh, this one's raspberry applesauce? Like, what? No, that's not applesauce at that point. Like, where do you align on this spectrum?
I like applesauce.
Go on.
That's pretty much as detailed as I get about applesauce. Though I do like apple oatmeal. That's really good too, and has like little chunks of like apple in it. It's just delicious.
Apple
in fact, I stopped eating oatmeal, but that's kind of the thing that I miss about oatmeal. It's that apple oatmeal taste. It reminds me of when I was young.
Hello, welcome to the Oatmeal Cast. We will be reminiscing about our childhood oatmeal days. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I like cannot physically stomach oatmeal. It's just like, I'm not a person that gets caught up about the texture of any food pretty much ever, but oatmeal is like the one thing that I can just like not put in my mouth. Anything else though, I'll put it in my mouth. Dude, can you please just give me a Piggly Wiggly video? The people are just dying for it.
I'm kind of deep into this streaming thing right now.
Into not getting it to work? I bet I could get it in like 5 seconds.
So I'm actually streaming right now.
You are. Good job.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. Now we can...
The health is good.
You did it. Good job. Put a link in that... Or no, you can't put a link in the chat. What's the URL?
It's preparing the live stream preview. So I don't even know if it would be available for people to look at. And besides that, I don't really know where I could find that.
That URL is at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen.
Oh, look at that. This is awesome. Give me a second. I'm going to listen to my preview stream, my test stream, real quick, and just see if I'm recording everything.
Guys, Austin is on the internet. He did it. He finally made it. He's joined us. Austin and I, we used to stream on Twitch late at night, like pretty much almost every night for a while there. And then we both got super busy with work and everything else, and we stopped for a while. And now I have this kind of YouTube thing that I'm doing right now. So Austin has Austin has he recently got a new job. So he is starting that new job in I think 2 weeks. So he has the next 2 weeks off, and in that time he's working on personal projects, some games that he's been playing around with, like this Sumo Piggy game that I was showing you before, and you're about to see that again, I'm sure. But yeah, he's got a lot of stuff in the works. So now he finally has the ability, because he made a new computer, built a new machine for himself, he can share all that. So back in the day, we just used to always talk about like what he was working on, and people would be like, oh yeah, I want to try it, or I want to see what you're working on. But now he can finally do that. So proud. Yeah,
except I have bad stream status.
You're a bad streamer, dude.
I'm a bad streamer.
Your bitrate's probably just messed up.
Currently keyframes are not being sent often enough, which will cause buffering.
Your bitrate's not high enough, probably. That's what it
Should
sounds
I
like.
increase the bit rate?
What's your bitrate? What's them bits, dude? Tell me about them bits. I'll tell you what.
For stream or for OBS?
Tell me your bits, and I'll tell you my bits. For OBS, you need to go into probably your encoding. Your max bitrate should be set to 3500, and then you'll be golden. Your goose will be golden, as they say. I think that's what they say.
Video bitrate right now is 2500.
Not high enough.
What does it need to be?
No, I think that is high enough. Set your max bitrate to 3500. Do
I stream? Nah, bruh.
No, I was gonna say, do you get confused by people saying stuff like 3500 or like 2100 or anything like that?
Not really. But when I'm talking about money, I prefer to use like the K.
3,500. You prefer to say 3.5K?
Yeah.
As opposed
But that's
to,
like really a mouthful and not really that cool. So
yeah, you sound like a total dweeb when you say that, so I would recommend in the future and not. So I'm working on this hair here, and I'm like, oh, I want to sharpen all this up at once, and I'm too lazy to like do anything else. I'm just gonna like click clay polish a billion times. That's gonna make sure you clear your mask after you do that, because it masks certain faces. But yeah, it'll sharpen up stuff, and obviously my poly count wasn't high enough, which is totally fine for this. So from here, what I want to do is I'm going to Dynamesh this, and just to fix some of the topology so it bleeds together. And if you don't know what I mean there, look at all this weird stuff. If I were to ZBrush any of that, it would not be a good result. So let's do this. Dynamesh, then ZBrush for this piece at least. There is an analytic or statistic for messages a minute in here. Currently we have 0.5 messages a minute. I love that stat because it's like the speed of your stream essentially. Dude, we're not fast enough. We're not Sonic fast yet.
We need to get real quick.
We need to go way past cool. And we're just not there. Dude, you know who hasn't been in here in a while? HUD Boy, Forshaw.
Those are the two big ones.
Yeah, they used to come hang out all the time. Who else was there? I feel like I'm forgetting someone very near and dear to our hearts. Probably no one important. Someone's just like, no, crying. So right now I'm just using a damn standard brush with a very big brush size, as well as a very low Z intensity, just to get like these tube shapes that you can see here. And then I'm just kind of adjusting stuff with my move brush. And making some changes that way. And we'll add more, more hair strands in there as we go. So we'll probably come back to that here in a minute. I'm gonna mess with this ponytail for a second. And then maybe take a second look at some clothes and some poly paint as well, because I promised that. So Austin, is your stream healthy now? Are you a healthy boy?
It sure is. I'm using stream now instead of an event. I don't know how you do it. Do you do events, or I guess you just probably stream now, don't you?
I don't know what an event is. I think an event is your saved stream, if I'm not mistaken. I'm using
we can talk about it later, but I do have the
if I look under
URL.
events, it says that my stream is live now, so I'm not. I think an event is just a scheduled stream, if I'm not mistaken. Like you're saying, hey, like if you look at your stream, underneath it says schedule next stream. If I said I'm gonna stream tonight at 7 right there, it would create an event for that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So you're streaming, Austin?
I sure am.
What's the
your
link?
Streams.
What's
you
the
can come
URL?
to my stream
dude?
to watch his stream.
Yeah. Let's see what Austin's working on. What's the URL, dude?
I send it to you on Discord.
Okay. So I personally might be able to post URLs in here. Yes, I can. There you go. Because I got a nice little crown. So there's Austin's stream. Go check that out. I am going to do the same. We can on my stream we can stream Austin's stream. Hey Austin, look, you're watching my stream.
Oh no!
This is like Inception shit right here. I need you to do something on your stream that is not my stream. Oh my god, it's the piggies.
Here soon. So if you guys can see this, this little piggy here.
He went to market.
Yeah, he did. This is the piggy that Ben made.
I did.
And so
in about 30 minutes. You're very welcome. I put a lot of effort into that pig.
So I'm gonna try to explain to you, Ben, what I meant before about the whole thing.
Let me see is that the spin move?
No, the spin move is this. So like.
Do it. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
And actually that like protects you against getting hit by somebody else. But so when you jump and you can like jump like this and keep on jumping, but if you miss it, like I pressed it early right there, and I had to stop on the ground for just a moment. So like I missed it again, and that's what happens when you like keep on pressing A. You don't actually jump like that. So if you do it perfectly though, you can go boing, 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 and same thing for like.
Dude, you almost fell off the edge there.
Charging. Like boing, boing.
You need to be more careful, you Piggly Wiggly. Bump into the other pig. Give him a good old poof.
No, I fell off. I don't know how like behind the stream is, so I don't know exactly what you guys are looking at.
You just fell off. So.
Yeah.
But it's like Inception style of I was watching your stream on my stream, so.
If you just like knock into the other player now, like if you just move into him, you actually do a little bump, so it like kind of still pushes him. Whereas before you didn't really push him at all.
Here, I will add a link to your stream down in my description so people can go check it out as well.
So now you can actually tell what I'm doing. You can only kick on the ground, by the way.
Check out background guys stream.
Woo!
So I'm pretty sure this is, oh man, what is going on here? So you got it, dude. You did it. You're streaming now. You're a streaming boy. Now
I'm so
what?
proud of myself.
Now what?
I'm gonna start making some stuff, I guess. I don't know. That took me quite a while to figure out, but it looks like the stream is pretty okay. Like, how about the quality? Is it like kind of cutting in and out, or is it like?
It was
maybe...
not. It looked like you were recording in a non-HD resolution, though. I'm not sure.
I am.
Okay.
I did set it up so that I'm recording in 720p because I didn't want to like destroy the internet just to kind of show this. I mean, maybe in the future I'll record in 1080p.
So we have 10 megs up. So my max bitrate is 3,500 kilobytes, aka 3.5 megabytes, which we will not hit. It will never hit that bitrate pretty much ever. So there's absolutely zero way, unless you are uploading something while we are both streaming, we will never hit 10. So you are good to try 1080p if you want, but you don't have to do it now by any means.
Yeah, I would rather just kind of keep this good thing going for right now.
Yeah,
next time I stream, I'll make it 1080p then.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know how to
give it a shot.
Change the quality now that I'm in.
No, dude, it's actually it's set in stone now. It's stuck.
Shit.
It is like that forever.
Ever.
Yes, that's right.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, this is fine. This is good.
This is good.
This is my life now. Dude, what if your eyes could only see in 720p?
That's what I feel like every day.
Dude, that is my actual life. That's why I'm always wearing contacts. Yeah, I would compare my vision to about 480p actually. Probably.
480p.
Yeah, like without glasses or contacts, I would say 480p seems about right. Okay, I need. Ben,
what's up? What should I do next? What should they make next?
Dude, you need to. It sounded like there might be some imbalance that you were talking about between the different actions that you could make. So I don't know if you want to mess with trying to balance those. You could try and make some like more stuff for the arena as well around the little piggies to make it kind of come alive. Maybe put some like animals in the stands and stuff, like cheering them on. And by that point, I can make you a cow or some other animals.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how many assets you'd be willing to.
Dude, I'll make some more stuff. I will make a cow for you on stream.
Oh shit! It could be, you can make it on stream, and then it could be put into the game on stream on my stream. It's gonna be great.
What?
It's gonna be amazing.
No, that's just absurd. Yeah, that sounds good.
that sounds good. That's good. So I think what I'll do now is make it so that the player, when they fall off, they kind of spawn back. I don't really know.
So if you're trying to blend colors in ZBrush, and one thing that I do is I like adjust my RGB value, and let's say I want this hair to be like a little bit more purple, so I could like add some blue to it, and I would probably choose like a darker blue. And then I could set my RGB value to like 20, make sure RGB is on, or mRGB, and just fill object. And then it'll add essentially 21, the intensity here is saying 21%, add 21% of this color to here. So then it becomes more purple. So if I want to turn that way down and do something like that, and that's actually a lot closer to the color that I want, I think. And actually, let's get some more orange in here, brighten it up a little bit more. So like this is how I typically start to find good colors for stuff. So then I can like try a bunch of stuff out and blend colors and do a whole bunch of other stuff. But yeah, if you, I'm just gonna colorize the rest of this hair, Austin. And if you want, I can make you a little cow or whatever. What's awesome about the little pig that I gave you is that he's not optimized for a game at all. He's slightly optimized, but he's pretty high poly count. But that's because I didn't want to throw a normal map on it. So your computer and any other computer will handle it perfectly fine though.
Yeah, and that's the important part. Though I have thought about doing this, and that is to make a game that looks really simplistic, but it actually requires like a computer like mine to run. I want to make something that's like not graphically intensive, but because there are so many polygons on that one freaking model that like no one can run it unless they have a 1070 or something like that. It'd be pretty funny.
So
just like a troll game, like.
Abby91 says, how did you get the sharp soft edge brush? I got that brush from an old coworker of mine. He had a bunch of brushes that he had created over the years over the 9 years that he had been using ZBrush. He had been using ZBrush since version 2, and that was one of the brushes that he had that I added to my own library, and I just modified it ever so slightly. I switched the alpha out, and I made a few more settings to the lazy mouse and everything else. So this is like essentially the default setting of this brush is pretty much identical to the damn standard. Like if I throw some damn standard on here, and then I throw some, whoops, there we go, sorry, had the wrong brush. It's a little strong. If you look at this, like it's pretty much exactly the same thing as a damn standard brush. So if you don't have this brush, you can just grab the damn standard brush, and this is like my version of the damn standard brush. It's slightly altered as well, but yeah, definitely that's what I use. What you can do is you can, like how I was getting these shapes here is essentially I was using this brush, but you can take your damn standard brush, make your brush really big, drop your Z intensity down really low, turn on lazy mouse, and make some strokes. And essentially you're gonna, and it's kind of hard to see there, so I'll do it here on the arm, just like this. And you can do some nice hair texture, just like that. But not on the bicep of your character, because that's weird. Alright, Austin, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I don't actually remember. Kind of lost now.
You're good.
Wasn't anything important. Actually, I didn't even remember I was saying anything, so...
So I'm going to make you a little cowman now.
Yes.
How's that sound?
Awesome. Sounds amazing. Right now what I'm going to do is make it so that there's an actual kind of game going on. And to do that, I'm going to make it so that when you fall down, you kind of reappear back onto the platform, so that when I play it with people, they can just kind of play around and jump off. That's something I'm going to do for right now, just to get that going. But eventually, what I want to happen is that there's going to be like some type of countdown or a start of some sort. And I'll look at other like arena games and kind of see how they do it. And basically make the gameplay portion of the game. Eventually, I'll need a kind of character select screen where you can like switch between the either pig or the cow or whatever animal you want to be. But that'll come later, because making UI is just a pain in the butt. Especially if I have to put 3D models on there. I need to talk with Brendan because it did something similar to that with their Game Jam game. So I might be able to steal some of that.
Go on my stream. Check out the piggy. Here's your decimated pig model with terrible topology. But yeah, I'm gonna use this as a base to
that's awesome.
Make your cow, because it's going to be pretty much exactly the same. But he might have the, I guess I'll change his nose up a little bit. Let me look up some pics of some cows.
Is there any way I can get like some ears maybe?
Yeah, I was gonna give him some horns, not some ears.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
The pig will not have, I don't want to do anything. I only want it to be the stuff that like characterizes that creature. So it's pink and it has a curly tail. That's a pig. It's black and white and it has horns. That's a cow. So let's duplicate this piggy, this little piggy, and we'll turn off perspective. And
so right now I'm going to make an object that looks to see whether there's a player kind of falling through the water below, and then transports them back up to the top. I could do that from the player's perspective, from its code, but I don't know if that's what I want to do. In fact, I don't know how I want to organize this entirely. That's actually half the battle of making a game, is organizing in such a way that when someone else looks at it, they'll understand what's going on. If you make it just a big jumbled mess, you can never show anybody. You can never get help, because they're just like, I don't know what you're doing here. I just don't understand. So, something I definitely gotta look at.
That makes sense. Oh, I know. Disconnected for a second, but we should be back now. Bunch of random disconnections. Austin, are you still there?
I sure am, but I guess I should check my own stream just to see if that's disconnected.
I have my OBS set up in such a way that it goes whenever I disconnect, so.
That's pretty cool. I need to do that.
I think it does that by default. Okay, so let's do this. Duplicate you. So, 30 minutes for one cow. Nah, it'll probably take a little bit longer than that. So I'm drawing on the side of this, and I'm gonna draw some spots, but you can see like you get this faded kind of shape, or this alpha out towards the edge. So the way you can get rid of that is by taking your focal shift and turning it all the way up, and then you won't get that edge there. And you can also like I have pressure sensitivity on, so obviously that's gonna be a factor as well, but I could always click and make sure RGB is all the way up, and then just press real hard on here and like start to do that. And then once I get like a basic kind of shape, I can also alter this texture inside of Photoshop if I want to make more changes to that. But let's look up some cow spot patterns so we can kind of do that. And they don't have to be perfect. Like I said, we can make changes in Photoshop or whatever. We can have them like wrap around in different ways, make them cool. How to make a cow cube. Welcome to the stream. The stream has evolved.
It might be a really good way for like beginners to start sculpting, you know? Make me assets. That's all I'm trying to say.
No joke though. If you want to make an animal cube and join us in this, we would love to put your animal cube in Austin's game. We might make a couple changes here and there, but if you want to just make even the model in ZBrush, I can take it and get it prepared for his game. But yeah, we're just he wanted to work on a game, and he kind of spitballed this idea of this sumo animal game, and I was like, heck yeah, I'll make you a pig or something for it. So I did that really quick, and here we are, and here I am now making a cow. Are they all gonna be farm animals? No. Essentially, I think the idea is just to pick stuff that's very easily recognizable. Yes, thank you. But it would be cool, Austin, like I was saying, as a mobile game, you could like unlock different animals as you go, like stuff like that.
It would be amazing if that were the end goal of this, but we'll have to see. I'd have to figure out networking.
You can show this game to people at work. They'll be like, you made this in the past? You made this in one day?
Yeah, it would be 2 weeks that I actually took to make the game. But let's see here. But staring at this reset function because I don't know exactly how I want to make that happen. I guess I'll just spawn them back up where they were. Kind of boring now.
Dude, this is it, guys. This is all we do now. We just make animals, little cubed animals. This is the whole stream. This is actually just my whole YouTube channel. Hello, welcome to episode 468. Today we'll be making a chameleon cube. Just like every animal imaginable. A giraffe cube. Just it's
giraffe
very,
cube
very tall.
Terrible. Just like really spindly long and that would be really cool though. I do plan on giving each animal a profile, and they're gonna have their own like set of like properties, such as like how high they jump, how hard they hit, and stuff like that. So it'll be kind of a balancing problem, but it'll be the first time I make a multiplayer game where there might be some asymmetrical play. And I love asymmetrical play. It's what drawed me in. to Overwatch, just based on the fact that there are different like characters and stuff like that have different interactions. Also, the same thing happens with Super Smash Bros. Melee, or the new one, Smash 4. But unfortunately, when you make so many changes to a character, it becomes very difficult to balance those, especially when the changes are based on properties that every character have. Now, if it's a unique ability each character has, then it can be a lot easier to balance because they're separate instances of things that they can do. Whereas that that the rest of the game, besides that one instance, is completely the same. So I might go that route too, but we'll see.
Hey, did you ever get that spec map to work at all?
I never did. I was talking with Brendan last night, but he jumped on Overwatch mid-conversation, so I kind of was like, I'm going to go work in the game.
Alright.
He did help me with making it look a lot more...
Then I will not give
beautiful.
you a spec map for this character.
Yeah.
If you're not going to use it, I'm not going to take the time to make it.
Well, I was going to contact Brendan here soon and try to figure out how to apply it, just at least so I know how to do it, even if you don't want to make any more spec maps. But and even if we do decide to use spec maps, I'm sure it wouldn't be that hard just to make them up for the other models that you're making.
Yeah, I essentially converted the texture map into a spec map.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's see. Ariel's here. She says, sneaking on during work. What? Nice looking cube you got there. Ariel is being a sneaky girl. I approve.
That she is. I approve too.
Yes, Ariel, we are working on Austin's game. I'm sure you've probably seen it already. It's all he talks about. If you go check out
normally.
If you go check out his stream is in the chat or in the description below. You can go link to his stream. Check out his stuff. He's working on his animal wrestling game. And I am creating another animal for him. He already has a pig. Now he's about to get a moo. Alright, that's just gonna be like a tiny little tail back there, I think. And that's all. And of course, Mr. Cow needs some horns. And I'm just using the curved tube snap brush here, and then I have my curve fall off, and I'll probably make that a bit sharper, or at least try to adjust that. There we go. It's a nice little shape.
I know you asked this question a little while ago, but you're saying like, what do I want to get done today? And there is something that I do want to try. There is a YouTube tutorial on how to make cartoony water effects. So I'm actually going to try to do that today.
Cool. So
Brendan
you can
sent it to me, and I was just
that would be awesome. Having some water.
Yeah. So that's something I want to do, but we'll see. I'm also going to look into making some particle effects to really flesh out and polish the movement. So like when you're stopping, it'll maybe like make a dust particle effect or something like that in front of it, or
Yeah,
something like that.
that'll be cool too.
Yeah, it's gonna look really good. The player movement, I'm gonna make sure it feels awesome. I think it already feels pretty good, but maybe not for the type of game that we have currently. I still think that you get hit a bit too hard, and there's some refactoring you have to do in my code, which always takes forever to refactor.
Let's fill that. And the tail.
Yes, I need to do that twice.
Alright, Austin, come look at your very simple cow.
Sure. Oh, awesome. I like.
Cow
It's
cube.
very cool.
So I kept the same eyes and nose from the pig, but we can make some changes to that if we want to. Or let that mesh explode.
I do think the eyes are like maybe we just need to figure out the spec map. Holy shit! That's what I need. That horror monstrosity right there.
I crashed, so I super crashed.
Okay.
So give it a minute.
Super duper crash. What I was
Yeah, I'm
saying
gonna
is
have to end it.
the eyes are they kind of look similar to the splotches.
The splotches.
So
Oh.
yeah. It's like
Yeah, I maybe I'll make them like white with black dots and like a black circle around them. I'll make the eyes a bit different, or maybe I'll make them like two tiny beady little eyes. Yeah, I'll switch up the eyes and nose.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that they might be hard to tell from like the splotches. It might be kind of tough. I mean, I think if you're looking from front, it'll make total sense, but maybe from the side, not as much. I don't know.
I think it'll be. Whoa. Okay, let's look at that. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice of ZBrush?
ZBrush is so nice.
It's a weird duplication kind of glitch that happens. It's super annoying. So I'm just gonna re-grab this nose from this guy. Whoops. Need to turn off his texture map though. Auto group you. Give me that nose. Alright, so we got his nose back. And quick save. Just to make sure we still have it. Yeah, if your mesh ever explodes like that, don't try to undo it. Click quick save as quick as you can. Quick. As quick as you can. And then try to undo. And at that point you will most likely crash. But at least you have your quick save. And then just like try to make sure you have that part maybe somewhere else. Luckily I did. So in this case, just grab this mesh. Pig and cow. And then for the eyes, for these eyes, these dead cow eyes. What looks more derpy, the eyes being very far apart or very close together? I think for the
I like the new eyes.
I think for the cow, the eyes being pretty close together works well. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. He's got his own little personality now. That'll.
And actually, that can be one thing you do as well. Can you take the model and make it a bit bigger than the pig would be? Because I might make him like a higher weight character thingy.
I'll just give him to you, and then you can scale him up. So you can just add a scale of like 1.2 or something to the entire model in its XYZ coordinate.
Okay.
So they'll all be kind of the same size when I give them to you. It just makes it easier so that I can reuse the models over each piece.
Yeah, I didn't know whether there was like an easy way for you to kind of scale it up or down. I mean, I can do that in Unity. I just didn't know whether that would look worse or better or.
No, it won't. It won't affect it at all. It won't change it at all. Like, at least in games, in everything actually, you scaling up the model or down, it's not going to change anything.
Gotcha.
That's typically, at least for games, that's typically done in the game engine as well. Unless you just have if you have your game like working at real world scale, if you're like creating that kind of game, then you typically keep it at real world scale throughout the entire process. Alright, so you ready for this cow, Austin? Let me set up the textures and everything else here. The quick and dirty way, just for you.
Cool. Alrighty. You should come take a look at my stream real quick. I'm gonna show you my cool dive.
Your cool dive. Okay,
Yeah.
I have it up.
So I'm the guy moving around, right?
You
And so
just
I'm
jumped
gonna-
into the water, yeah?
Oh yeah, you probably just saw that. Okay, that was probably the cool dive. But the cool dive is gonna be jumping up and spinning. So watch. Well, bam! That's my cool dive. You kind of spawn back. Oh yeah, here.
I have
while you're
to
here-
to wait for the delay, so
Yeah, it'll eventually come up. And a little bit further into the stream, if you continue watching, I'm going to show you a super jump. I have to be on the total left-hand side, and then, fuck, I messed it up. Nope. messed it
yeah,
up.
I wanna see this super jump. Oh,
There
I
it
think I
is.
just saw it. Nice.
And
That's
like
pretty
goes
sweet.
the entire length of the.
I love his little wiggle when he runs, like. Yeah, they
know.
definitely need some like dust clouds whenever they run.
They certainly do.
All right, I think it's time to get you a cowman. The cheapest cow ever. Just because we're doing this the quick and dirty way.
Cool. Well, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick.
Go for it. Okay, so let's auto group this, and then I can select those and make them a bit wider. They have a bit more of a profile there, and actually that's fine. Ooh, I'm gonna have to project. I'm gonna have to project those textures back on there. Moo, it's pretty nice. How are you going to export the UV and textures? I'm going to export them very cheaply, and I'm doing this the quick and dirty way. Just so Austin can have this in his game right now. He is decimated, and he is going to... Whoa, that's weird. He is going to... Come on. So he's that's weird. He's decimated right now, and I'm going to just use UV Master really fast on it. Just so it holds its form, and it has a quick and dirty 1K map on it. And now I'm going to project the color onto... that's right, I'll have to make a texture map for this separately. So I'm going to turn that off, hide that one, and then make the textures for this. Other than that, I can apply the color to this. If you press C while hovering over anything, even your background or even any item in your user interface, pressing the C key will sample that color. And you can see my color kind of switching right here and picking up on a bunch of different stuff. So I'm using that to sample the horns, and then going back to here and just filling that object. So that's good.
I'm back.
Arashi said project ? Color pick. I'm not sure what he's referring to. He might be referring to something you're working on.
Color pick. I don't know what that would mean. Oh, that's bad. Bad.
Ooh, actually. Quick save here. Press C equals color pick. Color picker. Yes. PICK. Projection of the material on a UV map. No, I won't personally be doing anything with materials. I will just be sampling the color here for this cube. And I'm gonna need Photoshop to edit this texture, and let me create a folder up here real quick. I'm just off screen for a second, and I have a bunch of just junk thrown around, so let me make some folders real quick. Textures, OBJs, and real quick here. Thought I had a little piggy folder. Yes I do.
just jumping around in my game, pushing pigs off into the water.
Arashi said, "Daughter nap time." See ya. Thanks for stopping in and coming to say hello. We appreciate it. All right, Austin. You're just jumping around in your game.
Right now?
You're not even. Are you even working over there? Look. Oh,
No,
when you push them off, now they respawn. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, watch.
So now you can just continually to just beat the crap out of your piggy friend. Oh, he's like teetering on the edge. That's pretty sweet. Alright, you're gonna have a cow here in just a few. Let me
Cool. I will slap him in here. I made a general function to kind of reset the player back up there, and that won't probably be what happens. I have to figure out first how the game's going to work, and I'm thinking what will happen is you might have like, I was thinking we could go with sumo, which is knock all the players off until there are like 2 left, and then players generally have to wait until the last 2 are done if they're going to be more than 2 players. Which I don't know if I like as much.
Maybe it's just like a thing where you have stocks slash lives, and
so that's kind of the idea I was going to have, which would
like
allow
3
players
stocks
to kind
or
of,
something.
yeah, try again and try again, that type of deal.
This is fine. We can edit this in Photoshop. So let's drop this down. And
Just trying to think of cool ways.
oh, actually, here we'll do this. Real quick, we'll just do a cheap UV master on this.
So if you're looking at my stream right now, which you probably aren't, that's
Nope.
fine. There's
I am
a
now, though.
pillar in the middle of the
Yes,
platform.
I've seen that. It doesn't look like it's actually in the middle though.
Yeah, it does kind of look like it's off center. It's supposed to be in the middle. I think the ring is centered, not centered. The ring's not centered, so that's why it didn't look like it was in the middle. But it was very slightly anyway. I want to make it so that the angle at which we look at the platform here, you're able to see the pillar below it. Maybe not actually. Maybe I'll have like a weird camera effect where it like comes up from the bottom of the water and then like kind of raises and then kind of looks over the...
Say that again? You want the pillar to what?
Did I cut out?
No, I just didn't hear you.
Oh, okay. I want it to be apparent that there is a pillar going from the ring
bottom
to the
of
water.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So right now, when you look at it in the game, you only see that there's a ring kind of floating above the water with a shadow below. I think I want something to kind of show that there's a ring down, like I guess a pillar. I was thinking that I could either change the angle that you look at the world at, which I don't know if that's a good idea anyway, because that deals with like how the players perceive their movement and stuff like that. That should be kind of made so that it's for the player's experience rather than showing them that there's a pillar there.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm thinking about doing is having like an intro animation where the camera comes up,
Pans up.
and then looks over the arena.
Gina, how
before
to do
starting.
that?
Yeah, I mean that's super simple.
Well then, get to it, boy.
Um,
Where's my cool water effect, guy?
yeah, so I have to look at a YouTube series to get that to work. So that's going to be something I do off stream. It'll be very boring. It'll be me just kind of sitting there.
Dude, my computer's lagging so bad.
Yeah, fortunately I don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, it's because I was doing a projection thing. Okay.
I need to make the spawn height just a bit bigger. I mean, my workflow is generally make a few changes and then play the game for a half hour, and make a few changes and play. Maybe that's a little exaggerated, but like I play around with the mechanics a ton to get really used to them.
I think you should, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
It also means I don't get as much done.
I wonder if... You know, I've never wondered this before, but I wonder if you can project color only in ZBrush. Never needed to. I tried to do that. But yeah, let's do a texture map here. New texture. Whoops. New from Polypaint. And I'll edit this. I'll fix this texture in Photoshop. But alright, Austin, I'm gonna send you this cow man here. So texture on.
That'll probably be this thing I do next then, which is make it so that each type of animal has their own like presets.
So you can make like maybe the cow a bit bigger than the pig.
Yeah, I'm gonna make prefabs for all this.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's gonna take some balancing to figure out, but it sounds like that might be difficult to get right.
Maybe. I think it'll be pretty easy.
Oh, will it?
Just to like code-wise get in there. Like, balance-wise, I don't think it'll be too difficult. I'm hoping not, anyway.
So fun fact, flip your textures in ZBrush before you try and put them in a game engine.
Yes. Yeah, we learned that yesterday when you gave me a pig that was upside down. I was like,
yes, I'm also going to
some
flip.
math things.
I'm also going to flip the model for you. Yeah, because you don't have Photoshop on your computer like a normal person. What's that about?
I sure don't. Ugh.
How do you not have the most important?
I use paint.net right now.
I use Paint. I use Windows Paint. Yeah, okay.
Paint.net.
Yeah, it's pretty much Windows Paint. You freak.
you freak. You're just a freak. Oh no. There's a glitch right now where you can do that super jump and still kick in the air. But then sometimes you can't. It just depends on how when you press the buttons. So I'm probably going to make the super jump an actual thing that's recognized by the game.
This is how you make a very quick and dirty texture, 3D model texture and everything else in under 1 hour. So take notes, kids. Don't take notes. I'm doing this the worst way possible. Let's see here. I think my pen is not liking Photoshop right now, so that's okay. I'll just quickly brush. I'm going for speed here. We ain't got time for doing stuff the right way, but we got time to do it twice. No. Alright. Give me like 5 minutes here, Austin, and you will have a beautiful little cow. And actually I'm going to just give it to you how I think it's going to be broken, and I'll make a change from there, because I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to change something here. But let me flip them upside down real quick for you too.
Cool.
So if you are making your game for or I'm sorry, if you're making your 3D model in ZBrush, just make sure you come down into deformation, rotate, put it on your x-axis, flip it upside down, and export it that way. Alright, back to terrible texture paint. A little weird. I don't know what's actually going on here, or where this UV scene takes place, so that might not be good. I literally did this the fastest way possible. So what do you, how many animals and how many different ways are you going to differentiate these characters, Austin? You were saying like weight, like mass for each character would be different?
Yeah, so the ability of the player to kind of push another player would be different.
So if you have more push, why would you choose a lighter character?
Maybe because they are quicker, just like the classic Super Smash Bros. Deal. I'm also assuming that, and that's something that happens in sumo wrestling itself, is like you can be a smaller weight to dodge out of the way quicker, or you can be a bigger weight and just kind of, barrel onto somebody and have a bit more like ability to push someone out of the ring. So that might be a thing. As far as how many characters itself, it just depends on how many characters you make. I'll use all of them. Just like if I were to kill a deer, I would use all the parts of that deer.
Would you? So all the parts?
I would harvest your models and use all the parts.
You would not. I don't believe you. That's absurd.
I'd do it just for you. But yeah, it just totally depends on like what you're able to make, what you want to make. Eventually, I will probably need to figure out a way to build some 3D models outside of this. Like, I kind of want to stand with animals jumping around in the background.
I think that's a good idea.
But to do that, I need a stand model and then other things like that. It's just, can I do that realistically given my abilities?
You mean like bleachers, essentially? Like,
yeah.
Like I was thinking like wooden bleachers.
Yeah, essentially that, yes. And then obviously, if I were to try to dress up the game, if I had time, I would put like, some trees out there, or just some decoration in general. But I can't, unfortunately, decorate. All I can do is the mechanics part. And maybe there are ways for me to decorate. I have no idea. Maybe I need to download ZBrush and just get at it.
It's an expensive one.
Yeah.
Alright, so here is your broken texture that I'm pretty sure will be super, super broken. But that's okay, I can at least find out where it's broken. So let me go ahead and give you this. Cow color and cow OBJ. Don't be clicking on my stream. I am watching your stream on my stream. for now. We'll get away from that though. Let's see. I'm about to get out of here. Are you also on Twitch? Yeah, but I don't stream on Twitch anymore. Pretty much only on here, at least for the time being. But yeah, if you want to look me up on Twitch, it's just Follygon _. Chances are I probably will just be streaming on here on YouTube, as well as the normal videos, which are released on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And that's not going to change anytime soon. Alright. Let me send you some stuff, Austin. I'm not even gonna zip it. I'm just gonna send you 2 separate files.
That's fine.
They're both pretty small. Less than 3 megs in total. Here is the OBJ. And here is your image. Saw. So, really quick, really dirty here. Essentially the idea was to do this in like 30 minutes. 30 minutes to an hour, and we're at like 45 minutes now. So, that's totally okay. Quick and
Yeah, did it.
Quick and dirty. Looks like maybe I can't send you this OBJ through here. Looks like it's having some trouble.
Yeah, you can use Facebook if you want.
That's what I'm using.
Oh, you are.
Let me try
You
to.
sent me last time.
Let me try to upload it through. I'll try Dropbox or Discord. Sorry.
Discord probably best. Just because it doesn't try to do weird stuff with it.
Yep. It's a pretty small file. I mean, it was only 3 megs, so. So I gave that to you on Facebook, which you can grab that texture.
Okay. Yeah, I have to. Can you just send the texture through Discord? Just like upload it there.
Is it not on Facebook?
It is, but
You're lazy. It's okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll send it to you twice.
Nah, I've got it. Let's see here.
All right. Well, there's your cow. Where is the? That's my anatomy mesh. Black as night. Okay, so I'm probably, like I said, I'm gonna have to make some changes to that, and I'll continue working back on this chick here in a sec. Peace out, Valverde. Thanks for stopping in, dude. Yeah, I actually used to use my downloads folder as an organizational folder, just for different stuff, which is a little bit strange, but a little unorthodox. So I have a feeling that there's going to be like a lot of weird black spots on this cow texture. We'll see how that goes here, though. It might not be that bad. Do you remember how to do this? All right, we'll check back in on Austin.
I think you gave me something different.
In a minute, when he figures his stuff out. So I was messing with the hair on this female character before I quickly made Austin a little cow friend. So now we can either turn back. Turn back to the hair for a little bit, or we can try and work on some clothing a little bit more. Jump around. I'll probably try to work on this hair for at least a second, but I think I want to take a look back around and give like a general pass first to everything else. So I don't have any skin texture on here yet either, and actually let's there we go. So let's try change this face shape a little bit. And I just want to adjust this curve that you're seeing here just a little bit. And I can use my trim brush to do that as well.
Okay, he's in.
And I assume he probably has some problems with this texture map, but you should be able to see that pretty quickly. I am now watching your stream, but I think it's behind quite a bit.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna switch to me looking at some other stuff as well. Okay, that should be fine now.
Some compiling errors.
Yeah, it seems like the splotches might be a little tough.
A little tough.
A little weird, maybe.
Yes, that's kind of what I figured. It shouldn't be all of them though. And I can't, like I said, I can't really see. There, he's in the game. It looks like maybe like you're playing as the pig, so it's kind of, you can't really spin him around.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like he came in and he looks good in general though. He like works and.
So his back spot has like a white spot in one of the splotches.
Yeah, I can't
you'll
see
it here.
Yeah, that's his tail. So I actually think I will remove his tail from the mesh completely. I don't think it adds anything to it. But yes, there are some, I wonder if that's just the texture resolution. But yeah, there's some like fractaling going on the mesh. Yeah, I think I will remove his tail completely. I don't think it's good to have that on there. I didn't know if it would like come through or not. But yeah, let me mess with him for a minute, and I will give you a new cow. And I'll adjust his texture ever so slightly. And while I adjust that texture, I'll check out your stream for a minute. I'm just adjusting part of this face real quick.
So now the cow's a bit bigger. Oh no, he's a little stubby. Oh no.
Did he like just get wider and flatter?
Really funny. Yeah, I got a little flatter because I didn't change the Z. So,
nice.
There are some things that will not. Oh, actually, you know what? No, it should still work. Everything should still work. We'll find out though.
I'm adjusting this face real quick while I'm here. So give me a minute, and then I'll come check it out.
Oh, he's adorable. He's like big and stupid.
He's like so big. Good. He's like big and stupid, just like me. I can relate to this cow character. Okay. So originally we were going for like these big anime eyes, but we might whoa, snap. We might adjust that as we go. We'll come back to that. Let me save those changes. And we'll check out our cow. Okay. And the UV space for that won't matter because I can just paint that black. That UV space is not being used anymore, and we don't really need more resolution out of this. Like I said, this is the quick and dirty.
There is something that I do need you to look at real quick. It won't appear for a little while, but if you look on stream, there is a little, I have my mouse over it right now, so it might be a couple of seconds before you can see it. There's like a little tear on the right-hand side of the face. I don't know if that's something that you know about.
And by tear, you mean hole in the mesh or tear in the texture?
Just like a little line.
It's on the texture, yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like the splotch kind of lines up, and that might be also kind of symptomatic of it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably where the UV seam is, so I can fix that. Don't worry about it.
Not worrying.
Let me unwrap this and flatten it. Check that terrible seam so I can at least find out where that seam is. If you're gonna check your seam, stupid palette, turn off your texture map. Yes, that is actually exactly where that seam is, Austin. Ooh, that's why the other splotches were okay. That seam was just a black piece. So it's hard to... Okay, let me do something. So unfortunately, that's going to be annoying to deal with. I guess I could... Yeah, let me mess with this texture real quick in Photoshop. Yeah, we're gonna see something. Whoops. So I'm just doing a real quick test here just to see if I can get rid of that seam. that Austin was showing me. If this fixes it, then that shows that that is a place on the edge, which it should be. So this should get rid of the seam, but it will also get rid of some of the dots or spots on him, on his sides. But it's okay. Like I said, quick and dirty. That's how Austin likes it. He's a quick and dirty
Sure
boy.
is.
Alright, here is a new texture for you. He might be, oh, you know what? I got a better idea. I'm going to import it into Marmoset real quick, just so I can... Do you know what Marmoset is, Austin?
Not a clue.
Marmoset tool bag. It's like a little mini game engine where essentially you can just throw in your 3D models and view them, and throw on all your texture maps and everything else that you have. So let me throw the cow in there real quick, and I can test out these splotches. So that did, I did fix it, but they still have this, this like visual tearing going on the splotches for some reason. So I'm not sure why that did not update. You having fun there, pig boy? Jumping around like a madman? Are you going to post the video after you complete your live session? I missed it. Thanks, great stuff. Yeah, absolutely. As soon as we're done live streaming, we've been streaming for like 2.5 hours now, so this is going to be
For
a
a
long
long
one.
time.
But yeah. As soon as we're done streaming, it all goes up on my channel live, and some of the footage will be used for like me working on. Give me a second here to pull it up. My female character here that I'm messing with. She is going to be used in a video for the one of my Monday, Wednesday, Friday main video channels, main channel videos. So you can check that out when that goes up, and then also this stream will go live immediately as soon as we're done here playing around. But yeah, Austin, I am literally just watching Austin stream on my one monitor while I mess with adjusting some textures up in the top screen, just doing some quick little boring things, just trying to make sure that it...
We're gonna have a race. We're gonna see who gets to the who falls off the edge first. And it looks like the pig definitely wins. Of course.
And I'm watching oh my gosh, are you controlling them both at the same time?
Sure am.
Nice.
I mean, that's how I do shit, man.
This is how I program. With 2 controllers in each of my hand, and I use my tongue on the keyboard. That's how Austin does it, guys. Let's see here. So, quick and dirty texture that I'm messing with up here. Just adjusting that really fast for Austin. I'm going to throw that back at him and look at this lady sculpt. So let's, something weird's happening here with some of this. Oh. I'm a silly boy. I have so many freaking windows open right now. Yeah, we're still getting... Unfortunately, we're still getting that like visual tearing on that texture. You look there. So that sucks.
And we can always look at it later too. You don't have to spend your time on stream trying to figure out a little issue.
Yeah, let me just give you this new texture for now and I'll look at it later. It's probably just the resolution of the image, since I did like a really quick and dirty 1K map, decimated mesh, as well as auto UV. So it makes sense that that there's some shit going on, but we'll take a look at it later. Too many people texting me.
Alright, the new one you just sent to me, right?
Yeah, but that
Discord.
I don't even know if you want to use that. It's not gonna make too much of a difference.
Okay.
What you're working on.
Well, I've made the cow significantly like slower, but he also has like a harder hit when he does hit. So
What's
maybe that's good, maybe that's
significantly
not.
slower?
He's just slower in like all kinds of ways. I'll show you in a second. I'm gonna change the charge hit to be 9 on this guy.
Don't watch my stream. I'm trying to watch your stream, you dingus.
I go up there to look at the chat sometimes. So like
That's right.
here,
You only have one monitor.
Yeah. That's why
Okay.
I said like yeah, it's just a little bit tough for me. But basically, I'm gonna put him right here, and then I'm gonna kick him across,
It's gonna take a second. I have to wait for.
and he falls off. Now, if I put him here, and I try the same thing with the Biggie Boo, he's kind of like shaking there for some reason.
I'm an idiot. There we go.
And he doesn't fall off.
So
Let's try that test again.
show me some stuff with this big cow again. Okay. Well, yeah, that's a big hit.
So I'm gonna try again with.
So it
this
seems
guy.
like, yeah. So my theory is going to be that you're going to
So,
have
yeah,
to
it
make
doesn't
him.
go as far.
You're going to have to make the cow less strong, because I have a feeling that the bigger characters are going to end up being like really overpowered.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
Or you're just going to have to make the cow a lot slower. You'll have to figure out the balance. But that was like my main concern with what was going on. But yeah, it looks really good. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to editing this lady and working on this some more. We'll mess with clothing. What was I saying? I was gonna do like a quick general kind of once over some stuff, as well as taking a look at the hair, some clothing stuff, and maybe poly painting the skin as well. So I haven't, pretty much earlier I was only messing with the hair, but if you missed that, no big deal. The stream will be up as soon as we're done here, and then you can watch the whole thing if you want. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't watch our entire stream.
Yeah, no, that's terrible.
That sounds like a terrible idea, right?
Just watch the next stream.
Just
It'll be
just
even
watch
better.
this stream right now. What's going on right here? Or just go watch like literally all my videos. Just there you go. That sounds like a good old time. And I'm not sure if let's see what all I have polypaint on. I literally just threw placeholder stuff on here. was talking about this before, but you can adjust your RGB intensity so that when you fill object, it's not quite as strong. It's kind of like applying a percentage fill, I guess is what I would call it. This hair is not the right material, I don't think. Huh. That looks like it's my... No, it's not. Huh, that's very odd. Alright. Well, we won't mess with that too much. Get back to some clothing stuff here. Like I was saying. Let's put a little tie on this gal. So I'm just duplicating that mesh so that I can get an insert kind of placeholder so that I can just throw a mesh on here and get it in the right place and delete my excess geometry really easily, and then I have a new piece right there. That's kind of my quick and dirty way of doing that, and I do that for almost everything, so you've probably seen me do that before. So what kind of stuff are you working on now, Austin? Are you trying to do some balancing stuff, or with
Can't really balance without playing, but I want to make the cow feel like a cow, and that's what I'm working on right now.
Does the pig feel like a pig though? That's the real cue.
He feels like a cute little pig, yeah. He feels like this little dude that just kind of runs around and smacks things. So
Alright.
in comparison, the cow has to feel kind of a more lumbering feel. So I'm increasing landing lag, and by very little. So
You're making him Bowser from Smash Bros.
Yes, exactly. A good Bowser. A Bowser that will be amazing.
Will he have a
People will
spinning
play the
shell
bigger-
technique to get back on stage?
He sure won't. But that would be really cool. There should be a way to like get back on stage and stuff. That'd be cool. I'll think about doing a thing. But.
Yeah, you might have to. I think you're gonna have to adjust your camera perspective. Maybe
so.
like pull it back, or I would honestly
Or maybe
recommend pulling the camera back from the stage already. Excuse me, because it's pretty close, and once you get close to that front edge, you can't really see what's going on.
It's very true. I'll do that now. I'll pull it back some, and then we'll pull it up some. So that's still something. I made to put back a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, mess with it, experiment.
That's what I do best.
If you want to look at what Austin's working on, I threw the link to his stream. Just scroll up in the live chat, like 15 messages, you'll see it up there. Or check down in the description. It says, check out Background Guy's stream. That's Austin. He's the background boy. And there's a link to his live stream and what he's working on right now. So like I very quickly made him a cow and a pig 3D model here recently. And they took less than an hour each. Quick and dirty way. And he's using those in his game. And he's been working on this game for literally less than 24 hours, Austin? Maybe a little bit
Yes.
more than 24 hours? I mean,
I
definitely.
would say probably still less.
Yeah. for
Well,
sure.
it was like 12 hours yesterday, so
So you just started on it yesterday, right?
yeah, pretty
So-
much.
Brand new. This is his new obsession.
Sure is.
Oh, that looks great. That's exactly what I wanted. Thank you. Thank you, ZBrush. Ah, that's right, I crashed, so all my curve stuff got reset. That's always annoying. It's pretty close to the curve I want. Let's Boom, look at that beautiful curve. Let's print, sell it. It's perfect. Select a point, Jesus. Alright. And I think people have seen me talk about this before, but I'm just deleting the caps off of this. And then I'm going to crease some edges with an edge loop. And the reason I do that is, so hover over crease, edge loop, and we want edge loop complete. The reason I do that is so that it only creases that edge loop that I'm selecting, but if it has these points or these stars, I'll undo a few times. If it has these points, it'll like wrap around and it'll crease like almost every edge on this thing. It's super annoying when it does that, so we'll avoid that here, and I'll delete these edge loops as well in the back. There we go, we got a nice little partial tie. I'll stretch this out and I'll adjust it. I'm just using the move brush. Let me quick save. I like get these like eerie feelings, these premonitions when like all of a sudden ZBrush is doing something odd, Austin. It's like doing something weird that I can't explain, and I just get a feeling like that it's about to crash.
You just know, like, oh, there's a little delay there.
Yeah, no, I'm being totally serious. It will be like I will click a button and there will be a literal like tenth of a second, quarter of a second of lag, and I'll be like, no, ZBrush, not today, not today, fool. And very often it will crash in those times. But yeah, not today, chief. The trick is if you do quick save, then it won't crash. But if you don't, then it will always crash. And there's one. And from here we can create some interesting folds with this shape. Let's position it a little bit better. So again, I'm just using my move brush as well as mask lasso and my transpose tool to kind of adjust how this is flowing and falling. Alright, Austin, I'm coming to check out some cows. Doesn't look like you're doing anything interesting.
Me?
Little me? I like the new camera angle a lot more.
Yes, there is that. So it kind of got pulled back, got pulled up a little bit. The cow seems very cow-like. Has more lag if you miss the thing. Like this is, so if I just keep on pressing X, this is what the quickest kicking looks like. If you perfect it, however, of course, you can go pretty quick.
Oh, I didn't send you the updated cow OBJ either, but that's fine. We'll do all that later.
Yeah.
He's so very bouncy. He's awesome. Yeah. Sumo animals knock each other off the ring. Yeah, so I'll get you like a better ring. Like we can add some texture to that ring and maybe get some stands, some other stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be so cool. We can use these models to actually be the guys sitting out there as well, and I can just have them jump up and down and stuff using the same animations as they have right now. So cool.
All squishy and squiggly, like wiggly. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I do think would be kind of cool if we could do, but it's just totally up to you. It's increasing scope as far as like assets go, and that would be like one way to differentiate two different pigs is maybe by having like a hat on one pig or something, or something stupid like that.
I mean, I could make you hats, and then you would have to just apply them on top of the meshes, and then you could just like group those things together.
That's basically what I would do. It would be a separate object, so it would be pretty cool if I could do that, actually. But it's up to you, obviously, if that's something that would take more work than just say like changing the color of the.
Well, how about you make more game and I'll make more stuff.
Got it. I'm trying to figure out where I want to go from here. So I've got two distinct characters, maybe not balanced. Maybe one is better than the other. I don't know yet. Where do I want to go from here?
I don't know, dude. Where do you want to go? The Unity world is your oyster.
So maybe from here I should
start. Nope, don't do that.
Maybe I should start making a game. By that I mean like actually have something.
I like that idea. Maybe you could start like working on, I don't know, like the general things that a game has, like a menu.
I could go UI. UI makes me want to cry.
I mean, can you not just copy one from your other games?
Maybe. Yeah, I would basically copy everything from
your most recent
but that's a
game,
lot of setting
Gravity
up.
Pong. You could just import a bunch of assets, right? And then at least the way, to my knowledge, Unity works with levels, right? And your menu is essentially scenes. Your menu is just another scene, right? With user interface elements on it. And then you tell it to load other scenes, which can be essentially your game, or like a level in your game. So can't you just take a scene, quote your menu from another game, and just throw that in there and tell it to load up the game, like transition to this scene instead of normally playing this other game?
Sure could. I sure could.
Boom. It's science, dude. I actually think that I am going to jump off of here for a little bit, maybe like 8 minutes, so we can hit that exact elapsed time of 3 hours.
Okay.
We've got to hit the 3 hour mark. That's not true. And then I'm gonna go get some lunch, some lunchy munchies.
You know what? That sounds like a great idea. And then you should also come downstairs and try the little game I've got.
I will do that. But you have to wait. I'm gonna continue to mess with this tie for a few until we hit that exact 3 hour mark. Yes, Austin, we must wait till we hit the 8 hour mark.
So I think what I'm gonna do is so what I'm gonna do is
Yeah. Wow.
I'm gonna pretend like there's a menu and that the character has been selected and all that. Like all that has already been done. And then all I'm gonna do right now is just focus on the game part of the game. By that I mean I'm gonna have like what happens when you press start. We've selected our characters. We know what we want. What happens when you press A on the start button? You know, does it like kind of pan in and then spawn the characters down with like stocks on the left hand side? With like how many cow heads or something like that. Maybe I'll make a cow head sprite or something. Like, is that how it works, or I don't know.
Actually, if you want, I can literally in ZBrush just take like an orthographic image of the cow and pig, and then I could like pixelate them slightly, and that could be like your little stock icon.
That'd be perfect.
That'd be pretty
excellent. Cool. So I think with that in mind, I'm gonna make a intro animation. Or maybe I'll no. I'm gonna make lives, and then from there I'm going to make a UI for the game.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will.
So UI. Go ahead.
I will take some pictures of your cow and piggy real quick here. It'll take me 5 minutes, which is exactly how much time we have left. We can't go. See, the thing is, we have to hit 3 hours, but we can't go over 3 hours. It has to be literally on the dot. So let me get you some cow pics, dude. And I'm going to show you guys how to make sprites real quick. Super, super fast.
There you go. That could be the thing that you do for the last bit of your stream.
It is. That's exactly what I'm doing. Let's do this. So we're gonna render no shadows. That's fine. And the only reason we're rendering these is so that we get the correct, perfect. The only reason we're rendering them is so that we can get this down here, which is our mask. So I'm gonna export just the image of these animals. So we'll call this stock icons, I guess. And our mask. That's fine. Then we can come up into Photoshop and open up that and this. Look at that, they're beautiful. Come over to our mask, image mode, set that to grayscale so that we can actually apply it on here. And we can close that because we don't need it anymore. Duplicate our layer, Control A, Control C. Add that layer mask, Alt click there, Control V. Boom, they are now masked out. Beautiful. So I might actually, I'll give you 2 options for your icons. Okay, Austin?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
I'll give you like a. I'm just gonna get rid of that layer mask so that I don't have it anymore. Okay, so you got your piggy, and you got your cow man. So you got cow, duplicate them, and we'll say filter. This should be a pixelate option. It's been a while since I've like intentionally done something like this. I want to say it's mosaic. Yes, I think that's right. Oh, need to hide that bottom one. It's getting confused, but yes, I believe it is mosaic. So pixelate mosaic, and we'll just change the cell size down to we'll do that. And image, trim, transparent pixels. Save this as a PNG. Cow stock 2. I'll call this one cow stock 1. And I'll do the same thing for Mr. Piggly Wiggly. Filter, pixelate, mosaic, That's the wrong one. Filter, pixelate, mosaic. Boom. And I'll save these as PNGs. Alright, Austin, you got some stocks coming your way.
I just programmed in the logic for the number of stocks, so now you can only die 3 times. And
Nice.
you won't come back.
Yeah, I think for this, I might, if you want to do like the pixelated stock icon option, which is kind of like similar to Super Smash Brothers, I might need to pixelate them a little bit more. But let me
Makes sense.
zip these up and I'll send them to you. You can mess with them. But other than that, we are at 3 hours and 1 minute, Austin. We went over.
Oh no!
Yeah, this is terrible. This is awful. We're gonna be the laughing stock. The laughing. Oh, dude, I just made you stocks. We're gonna be the laughing stock of the internet.
You see, like this is livestock.
Dude, you need to figure out like the. Is it
Get
gonna
out
be
there.
sumo? I just sent it to you on Discord, by the way. Is it gonna be sumo? You need to figure that out. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go figure out some food. So hey, if you're still watching, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for coming to say hello. Just been working on some aminals for Austin. Don't forget that that this live stream will be published immediately to the channel. Not immediately. It'll probably take like 5 or 10 minutes to process to get it all up there, and it might be only available in a lower resolution at first. But don't worry, it will be up on the channel. You can watch that if you want, all 3 hours of it. Skip around, do whatever you want. But hey, thanks for coming in. Hope you guys learned something, and we'll see you next time.
Oh, I see. Anyway, yeah. Bye.
Toodles.